Boom.
We're
And we're
on.
live.
We're on.
Welcome to Under the Radar. Now we're in the smaller form factor type snippet situation. So we discuss little things that we see on TVs. Let's
That's
just
the
call
thing.
it news and current affairs. That's like our new thing now. So today we're going to be discussing Social Dilemma, which is on Netflix if you want to play along.
What did you think of?
It was freaky stuff. It's super disturbing because, like I mentioned before we started this podcast, the fact that you can tell how long I've looked at something, like they can tell how long I've looked at something on Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, is scary because you just think, oh, that's a nice ass, and you just move on. But they check how long did you actually look at his ass for, because now we're gonna flood you with that. Or if you have any political views, we can just flood you with that. It's amazing the wizardry that is involved in it, and we're fucked.
The fact that it's getting better all the time as well. The algorithm adapting
Yeah.
daily,
Yeah.
hourly,
Yeah,
minutely.
yeah. It learns from us.
It learns from us, and there's always a few things in there that unconsciously or consciously I sort of knew already,
Yeah,
but it confirmed more properly what I already thought and beyond this, the
Yeah.
accuracy of the information and the impact and the fact that they go to university
yeah,
and they learn behavioral science
yeah.
according to technology they pretty much like
It's evil genius.
they come out of there like being snipers
Yeah,
snipers in manipulation.
yeah.
We don't stand a chance.
No, we really do not.
And it is getting better. And for me who has a family
Yeah,
with kids, it drives me nuts.
yeah,
In my house sometimes, and I'm guilty myself. And I was looking at the videos and the people watching their phone while
Yeah.
watching TV.
yeah.
It drives me nuts.
I was doing that too while watching
my,
that.
my kids, they don't have the attention span
Yeah,
to sit down and actually watch a movie without
Looking at
checking
the
their shit
Yeah.
in the middle, and it drives me nuts.
yeah,
But one thing that it did to me is it changed my approach with my kids.
Yeah.
In a sense, I'm not blaming them
Yeah.
anymore.
there are geniuses behind this.
They don't stand a chance.
No.
So that's why, like I said before, I asked them to watch the movie,
Yeah.
watch the doc,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna ask them questions because
Yeah.
I want them to understand the addiction, where
Yeah.
it's from, and
Yeah.
what they have.
yeah,
I will go as far. Okay, I was in the car and I was
Yeah.
listening to Edward Snowden.
yeah. On Rogan.
Yes, and then he was talking about the iPhone, the actual hardware,
Yeah,
how they can access it, and once they access it, not that you and I will be accessed,
yeah.
but senator, judges,
If they want
they
to.
want to,
Yeah.
and then when they access your phone, not only through social media, but the actual hardware,
Yeah.
then they have whether you throw your phone in the toilet,
Yeah.
and by then they have your passwords,
Yeah.
your contact, your
Yeah.
emails,
Yeah.
your messages,
Bank accounts if they
your
need
bank
to.
So all that to say that in
We're
a
fucked.
utopian world,
Yeah,
okay, right now, right now we're saying to hundreds of millions of people who
Yeah.
have phones in their pocket, okay, we throw our phones in the fucking toilet right now.
Yeah,
The world is going to be better in a month from now.
it would.
Maybe
It
maybe
would.
shorter.
You saw
than
what
that.
happened when we all had to go inside the house because of coronavirus. How much the world got better in a
So
week.
what we have in our pockets is a fucking weapon against us.
Yeah, it's.
I
rude.
think, and in the documentary when they say it does some good thing. You want to order a cab,
Absolutely.
Uber,
Yeah.
there's a lot of good things.
Yeah.
Organ donors
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff is good. So it does some good, but the balance, I think, at this stage,
Yeah, it's
That's,
it's way off because they say it's not a tool. Most people think it is a tool. It can be used as a business tool, but it's designed to seduce you consistently. And I know it's true because while I was watching the bloody thing, I was actually looking at my phone. for no fucking good reason.
Yeah.
There is nothing that I posted there that is interesting, or anything that anyone's posting towards me that is interesting. But
Yeah.
I will still fucking check it.
Yes. And just in case.
Yeah. So I took my phone, I threw it over there, and I covered it up, which is actually covered up right now because I was like, holy shit, I'm actually just consistent looking at this. This past week, I've been more productive because I don't take my phone to use the restroom. I stopped doing that.
You can't.
Yeah, I actually go into the restroom and I'm done within minutes because I'm just like, oh, this is it. I'm in, I'm out. But previously, I'm there. And then 2 hours later, I've searched all these things that I don't even care about. And I'm trying to order this other thing that
And
I'm not
time
gonna
goes
use.
so quick.
It does.
An hour and a half is gone in a minute and a half.
Yeah. I tried to use one of those hand winding machines yesterday at the gym. And 5 minutes in, I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is this taking so long?
A notion of time.
Yes.
Because you flick. It's
Yeah.
just unbelievable.
Yeah. And the worst part about this whole thing is you and I are going to forget this in 2 weeks. How this moment right now seems like our minds are blown, but gradually the fucking thing seduces
Well,
us
it's
back in.
addiction.
Yeah, we
It's
just get seduced into it because I have content I have to post business-wise to continue creating
You have
content,
to.
right? And then that's my excuse. But in between that's like a 5-minute exercise. But in between that, I'm going to spend like the next 5 hours looking at this fucking beast for no good reason.
I don't know for you, but I know, for example, alcohol. I got an addictive personality.
Yeah.
And the good thing I think I have some of is awareness.
Yeah.
And my relationship, for example, with alcohol has always been a slippery slope kind of approach.
Yeah.
So, I don't drink during the week.
Yeah.
Then on Friday I have some.
Just wind
Then
down.
on the Saturday I have some.
Yeah.
Then the Sunday, well, there's still a bit of leftover.
Yeah.
But then I was feeling a bit more. So on the Monday there's leftover. So
Yeah.
eventually my weekends are like 5 days and my
Yeah.
weekdays are 2 days.
Yeah.
And then this is when I yank the chain and
Yeah.
I get a month off.
Yeah.
Then I
then-
clean, I feel great, and then here we go. We start again the same process of week clean, and then on the weekend lengthen again.
Yeah.
I think with fun it would be the same thing. I think I accepted that it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to think like, I'm gonna get a flip phone and
Yeah.
a good old Nokia.
Yeah.
It's not a reality, but I think it's to keep in check and knowing,
I think I want that
recognize
Nokia.
your shit and feel like you did.
Yeah.
Boom, it's gotta
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
so
it's gotta go
I also have to have my phone around just because of emergencies, because I'm in a wheelchair. So if I stack it somewhere, I can call someone. However, I do think nighttime. So from around probably 7 p.m. for me, I should just put it in a drawer somewhere. And if you saw on the show, on that movie, that they had a jar that had a timer.
Yes.
I need that. I need that because once I put it in there, I'm just gonna be like, okay, I can't reach that. Just make at nighttime, just to put it there till, let's say, 12 a.m. when I've slept. If I stay up to 12 a.m. waiting for that thing to open, I have a bigger problem than
Yes, you're looking at the thing and like. So, in them, those actors that play AI,
Yeah,
and they say,
yeah.
"Oh, we're gonna shoot him
Yeah,
this and that."
yeah.
Did you recognize one pattern that they do that suck you back in?
Yeah,
I
the
recognize which
resurrection thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
For
you?
is it for me in real
Yeah,
life?
if you haven't posted anything, is there anything that they do to you?
What they
when
do.
I say did is the
Yeah,
algorithm.
what the algorithm does is, for some reason, someone I know likes a post that I posted ages ago.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
They like something I posted ages ago, and then now I'm looking at it going, "Huh, that was kind of funny." Then now I'm going through everything else I've done since then.
Okay,
And then
so-
I'm motivated to do another post. So that's how they get me.
They go like they go to my house. They go to my house. You know what they do? The fuckers
What they do.
go like 5 years ago, and they bring my little daughter. Like that was a little 5 years ago, and you can share it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, how time goes quick, and then I share it, and I fall fall into it. And I did, I'm the fish. I'm swim under the boat, and I see this, and I'm like, no,
You know
no,
what?
wow, you did that.
Just fuck it, just run with it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't last on the water.
Yeah. You know what? At least it's with the memory game. That's a lot better because it's actually something that is close to your heart. Mine is very, very stupid.
But it comes and gets you, so that tells you who you are.
Yeah, mine is just it's very it just because
You simple dumb
yeah,
fuck.
but by design all I want to see is funny things.
But that's they know. That's
Yeah.
what they said, and they
Yeah.
go that they know if you're depressed. They
Yeah.
know like they know I like to
Yeah.
reminisce on good memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the moment it's so fucking boring.
Yeah.
That bring me some fun stuff in
Yeah.
the past, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it enlightens my
And
day.
see, I have all my exes. When I say exes, I have like 2 of them blocked.
All of them.
Yeah, I have them blocked so that I don't have the temptation to go look for them. But occasionally, you're just kind of like, oh, what are they doing, right? And the fact that someone actually keeps tab of that, like if someone actually, basically,
It's crazy.
yeah,
It's-
basically, who we say we are is not who we are when we're using social media. When if someone ever decides I'm gonna pull out everything that is Mike on social media behavior, all of a sudden we're like, holy fuck, I didn't know you were like that because you're very different people,
Yeah. Yeah. I
and
think-
that's freaking scary because I don't suffer from depression at all, but you can just sort of see how a narrative can be created, and that narrative could be close to truth.
Well,
Because I won't
that's
subconsciously know.
that's what I'm thinking of. You
Yeah.
know, is the machine smarter than us? Is the machine knowing us better than we think we know ourselves?
It
That's a good question.
see, I like that question, but I don't think so. The machine doesn't know us better than ourselves. We know ourselves. We just choose to pretend we don't.
Because I know there's 2 things really on Facebook. There's stupidities.
Yep.
Mostly like last week the important thing like the purple belt.
Yeah, yeah.
But mostly is my rants.
Yeah.
And then things that I'm really proud of,
Yeah.
you know. So that's where they come and get me.
Yeah.
If I don't post often, but when I post it's because I'm really proud of.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so they come and get me in a
Yeah. I would,
3-4 years later.
I
down
would
the line,
say-
they just go and get
I would
me.
say that your social media usage is a lot. Oh, look, I think they're trying to get me as well.
Yeah, that's so they come and get me.
Your
It's the algorithm calling
pretty
you.
much.
You're gonna you're
I
gonna
know.
answer. You're gonna.
Hey, have you seen this big ass? God damn it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
the like what I'm just thinking is that the stuff that you look at, I think is a pretty neat way of using social media. You actually socialize on it. Now, when I'm comparing my usage of social media to your usage of social media is very different. I use mine to check on futile things that does not lead to anything. I'm not specifically sharing anything that is about my family, which in some ways you would say that's a good thing that
Yeah,
there isn't information out there.
yeah.
But then I'm spending more hours looking at stupid things. I'm looking at this person twerking, or that person riding that motorcycle, or that camera gear. I'm thinking, ooh, that camera gear is better than the camera gear that I have. But meanwhile, I have like 6 of those cameras.
Yeah.
It hasn't to do
Your
anything.
page must be full of ads for
It's
technology.
mine is Aztec motorcycle. It's just on repeat. So I have a whole Instagram page where I don't engage in any of those things. So when I'm on that, it's clean, right?
Yes.
But it still has an interest. So the interest is that I like films. So it just shows me snippets of films from
Yes.
different things, which is fine because I'm like, you know what? Even though I'm failing here and I'm looking at this thing for hours, I'm actually also still learning at the same time.
Yes.
So I think we can all
We
use it.
agree sometimes
Yeah,
to
we can
to
have it-
be involved. In
Yeah, we can. I think you just curate your social media to put it in the line of things that will educate you, even though they're throwing junk at you, but it's junk you can learn
Yes.
from. Because once you veer off this angle, it will just show you more of this angle and you'll stop. And you're not gonna
Yes.
learn anything, you're just gonna be stupider. If you go, like, I'm sure some people's stuff is just full of Trump propaganda, Biden,
Oh,
and so
man.
on. Like,
This I don't know if you reach the point on social engineering.
Yeah.
Let's call it like that.
Yeah.
By through social media, how, for example, Russia were affecting not
Yes.
by hacking,
Yeah.
but by putting ads.
Yeah.
And they can persuade people.
Lucky for me,
This is
I sort of saw it when Rogan talked to Tim Kellner, or whatever.
Kennedy.
Yeah, or Tim Kennedy,
Yes.
the soldier dude
Yes.
who.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like
podcast.
that. I didn't like him because he was a bit Texan, which is
Yeah.
fine, but he was a bit much. But I like Rogan's thing because people just talk their mind, and he actually listens, even if he agrees
Yes.
or doesn't agree.
Yes.
But he was saying, he did actually point those things out. The way that social media is being used by Russians and Chinese and stuff like that. Maybe some of them are a little exaggerated, but it makes sense that they all have their own little pages, and then they put out memes that I may find funny. Like I may find some Trump memes funny, right? I don't know where I get my memes. I just know memes. I have them, right? I post them out, and then I've influenced you because you're thinking it's funny. Trump said that, and then someone else is looking at. Fuck.
But the outrage, the creation of outrage at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
I told you we spoke last week about my aunt who was like forcing me.
Yeah.
It was definitely propaganda
Yeah.
from the right.
Yeah.
It's like I could see this and I stopped it, but I would watch that and I would be, fuck, it's true.
Yeah.
Then I could watch
Yeah.
another video for propaganda from the
Yeah.
left,
Yeah.
and I would be, that is true.
Yeah. You can.
You know
All
what I
day.
mean? They would be as persuasive,
Yeah.
and because I
They're
don't
good.
know anything about
Yeah.
it, I could be persuaded one way or another, and this is weird. It's scary.
Yeah.
These things are. The game changer
Yes.
nutrition is.
Yeah.
Similar
I didn't watch
thing.
that. I didn't watch that documentary because all the PTs that I know posted something about it, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch this now.
I didn't post about it. It made me think.
Yeah.
Thinking to a point where we tried a little bit to eat vegan. It actually.
Which ended up being some kind of propaganda for a different product.
That's right, and it's just my point is that there's so much information that you can be persuaded because you don't know.
Yeah.
You know so much and you know nothing.
Yeah.
And then if you pass so much time on one side and then say per se that the algorithm recognize that you go that way, and all that propaganda from that same side of bullshit story. Eventually, well, I hate you. You're black.
Yeah.
You
It's,
know,
it's
like,
just,
you know?
They'll just push that stuff. They'll just show you. Like I follow TMZ, right? TMZ always says, black man was shot by a police officer. Black man was kneed by a police officer. Black man was and they keep posting that, and I keep seeing it, and I'm just thinking, if I just go to USA, I'm just gonna say hi, and some white cop is just gonna knock me out, and. But I was in New York in March. Not even one police officer came anywhere close to me.
Yeah, isn't it weird?
And they were all nice. Even anything, they were actually hitting on Christina because she came along. They were like, "Hey, what's up?" And one of them tried to take her to his family, which was funny. And it's what I'm seeing on social media here is not the same thing as really happening on those streets. I'm not saying there is no racism, but it's not as much
I remember.
as they're making me believe it is.
I remember when COVID started, and do you remember in Florida the beaches were full?
Yes, packed full
Okay.
of people. Yeah,
Okay, so I was in an ice hockey podcast,
Yeah.
and a French Canadian player who lives in Tampa,
yeah,
and he goes, that was not true.
yeah,
He goes, I was on the beach,
yeah,
and there was an old photo.
yeah,
And the actual beach on that day, yes, there were people,
Yeah.
but the people were actually very civilized and
Yeah.
conscientious.
Yeah.
There was space. He was there himself,
Yeah.
and he goes, "It was not true.
It was not the way
This
it
was
was.
not
Yeah.
true."
Yeah.
But when I said that to you, you said, "Yeah, I remember."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're convinced that it
Yeah.
was like that,
Yeah,
but
I am.
it was not. It
Yeah.
was not. He was there.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm telling you, it
Yeah.
was not like that. And he was talking, he lives there.
Yeah.
And he said, it is not the way it's portrayed, it's not what is happening.
And
In the area, anyway, that he was, I'm not, there's always the
they're
cunts
crazy.
on,
They're
somewhere.
crazy people, yeah.
But in this particular time,
Yeah.
area, he was there, and it's not the feeling, the sensation, the ambience that is being created on.
I can definitely believe that because if you use, for example, we're using a 24 mm lens, it gets a bit of wide. This room is actually kind of small, right? But if you used a 135 mm lens, right, it would make it seem as though you and I are here, and then this wall is right here. So if you take a picture,
Depending how you.
if you take a picture of lots of people on the beach with a 200 mm lens, it pulls. It's got something called a compression. It pulls everything in the back here. So if these two people are staying right here, if these two people are staying right here, right, it will make it seem like they were just sitting right next to each other, kissing each other with COVID. So it's why you can't tell with these news, because if anyone's lined up, all they have to do is just fit it in this frame, and the universe is created, because now we think that's what it is.
Another thing he was saying that the people were actually getting on the beach, dipping their feet, in puff of pressure and pissing off, and and on the photo was looking like they were having a party.
It was like a massive orgy over there.
That's right. And they were staying there and lighting a bonfire. So it was not like that. I don't. So it's
we have
once
no
again,
chance to it.
The fake news. It's a true thing.
Yeah.
It's a true thing.
So now at this point, I'm thinking, is Trump really crazy or not?
Mate, he's riding a big wave at the moment. He's riding a big wave at the moment. It's the wind change.
Yeah. Is he crazy or not? Like, is he actually?
That's exactly the thing. That's exactly again what I just said.
Yeah.
You know so much that you know nothing.
Yeah.
You think vegan or meat eater only, and you're like,
And there is no science to
both
conclude.
Now that you're thinking, far out. Was Trump right from the get-go?
Yeah.
Was he always right?
Yeah, because
because
when he said it's just a flu, technically, the COVID strand is also considered a kind of a flu strand, and we technically don't have a cure for influenza anyway. We have something. If someone is sick for having the flu, we have vaccines for it, but it doesn't cure the entire thing. It just means, you don't have it now, you get it later.
Yeah.
So we're all freaking out about COVID today. When they create the vaccine, we'll just have it, and then 2 weeks later, you can also still get COVID.
Yes, of
You
course.
just have to.
You just have better chance to fight it.
of not dying, right? So when we were outraged that Trump called it a flu, he was kind of right.
Yeah. So
which is freaky.
It's a strange time, and it's just like the thing is
it's just the way he talks. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But coming back to the social dilemma, there's so many things. At the beginning, I think that Tristan Harris dude goes. It feels like it's chaotic everywhere. It's a mess, and I do feel that way as well. And it's hard to put the finger. And then once again, I think that the core of all this is social media.
It is.
It is. The problem at the moment, the partisanship, the chaos, the red against the blues, the polarization of everything. And there's no agreement. And while we agree more than we disagree upon, but the social media plays, and the media, the news, they play such a big role. Yeah. We spoke about it, and then we were texting. Yeah. Is it scripted or unscripted chaos? Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's unscripted chaos or
since they have the AI, chances are there is a script to this.
So they want us to be like
because then chances are they can make changes that we don't have to notice that has been happening.
So
and then creates fucking weird.
So I think when they did create those those social media platforms, I don't think that was
it wasn't the initial plan, no.
But now it's completely out of control, and evil people. I say evil people.
Well, it's like when you got a computer the first time, right?
They see the opportunity to use those.
I'll give you a perfect example. When first time, we grew up in an era where calculator wasn't like a cheap thing to get, right? you got your calculator the first time, and then you went 1 + 1, you're like 2, and then you flipped it upside down, you could spell boobs. That's basically what technology is. You're like, did you know it could do this?
There's always a dark side on it.
There is.
That's
So
right.
so it's
Can you write boobs?
you can, exactly.
We are used to write soleil.
Yeah.
Soleil means sun in French. It's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a lot more me. Like,
Yeah, actually, that is. You didn't get beat up.
No. We didn't have the word boobs in our language back home.
You missed out. Yeah.
It's French anyway.
But
It's true. And that internet, I know where you're going with them. With internet, with dial-up.
Yeah. It used to be. I used to use that for homework, and then next minute I was like, seeing his titties will come out, and then all of a sudden, now you got things like people being porn addicts because it's right there. Some people actually have partners, but the right look of porn, which by the way I understand because it's efficient. But I digress.
Still keep on track. Stay on track. Stay on track.
We stay on track. But yes, if we took all our social media and just sort of deleted them and went outside, sat down on a park bench and just breathe in for like a month, anxiety, depression will probably take an all-time low. Like it would feel a lot like getting out of jail. We don't know we're in jail, but we actually technically are.
We are in a sort of
and the thing is, you have to be in it because if not, you will be left behind. You're a PT, it's great, and we do it at the gym. And then we had the whole issue where COVID shut it down. If you had a stronger internet position, you wouldn't have that problem where your money was dependent on that place. So now you're thinking, what if we get hit second time with something else? What are you going to do?
One day I reckon I'm aiming to do 180 degree and get out of that fucking matrix. Because it has become a matrix. It is a matrix, and it is not. Where do you see it going?
The only way you can get out of that matrix is being able to afford, without having to go to work every day, the roof that you live under. Because I don't mind if I eat 2-minute noodles for the rest of my life. All I just want to know is that I can pay for rent.
Yeah, sure.
And live there.
Yeah,
I don't even have to
cover the basics.
Yeah, I don't even need your electricity. I'll use a fucking oil lantern if I have to. It's just that I need
I'm very
a
low
shelter.
maintenance as well.
Yeah, I need a shelter.
Very low maintenance.
And I think that's the only way you can get out of the matrix. If you have enough money to get out of the game and realize that you don't need all the other things that you have, right?
So because I want to control you, I'm gonna make sure you don't reach that point.
Well, I probably won't. You've seen this fucking studio. Everything I do is based around technology. Not only that, it's also, as a paraplegic, it's good for me because I don't get out as much.
Yeah, now I hear you.
Yeah, so I find my internet usage is a lot more now that I'm paraplegic than it was when I wasn't, because I'm busy out there trying to get meal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 while deadlifting.
Yes.
I was living a life.
What paraplegics people were doing before that?
Oh, they're killing themselves usually. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You just stay in your room until you wither away and die.
Yeah.
So
that's fucked, man. At least for you, it's a very real positive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I curate all my social media usage to somehow be a way of learning, right? And the occasional dirt stuff is on this side, but I have more learning paths on my social media usage.
So that's the thing. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There's some.
It's the beast you feed.
Good. So what do you do with that? Where it goes?
Man, I don't know. It's super hard because I know what life was like without the internet. Your kids don't. They grew up knowing the internet.
Yeah.
So how the fuck do they know what is without?
And it's probably better that they don't know that. You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah. So if they're not using social media in their phones right now, you're saving their life because they can tell. There was a time in my life when I didn't think whoever the new Trump is in their era was. Like, I didn't care about this stuff. And they can go, ooh, but now I care about this stuff. Dad was right. Because you created that safe space.
And at the same time, my kids, we've been chatting about TikTok and what you put on on internet always stays on, even
Yeah.
if you delete it.
Yeah.
Jada yesterday when she started watching the documentary,
Yeah.
she go, "Oh, that's why I put my account on private."
Yeah, oh,
And
that will fix it.
that's
That's not a problem, Jada.
so
Oh,
I
good
explained, I
try.
said, watch it, right? But where was I going with that?
No, that's pretty cool that she actually thinks at least a little
Yes,
bit.
yeah, but it just shows.
Yeah.
I don't know where I've lost my point.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
No, it is true. It doesn't really matter. There are smarter people than us who are dealing with this stuff. It's just that we should remember to unplug, I suppose.
That's what I was going to say. It's interesting because when you and I watch, we go on social media and we come across the news and all the chaos, and then start affecting us in a negative way and for no reason, because it's not like we have any power or effect on changing anything. It just has the power to make you feel like shit suddenly, and for no reason. They don't really go there.
No.
They don't. Keegan as well, is still pretty oblivious of all that kind of bullshit, and it's great in a sense to have. So he's talking, he's chatting with his mate, he's playing game, he's into his video game. They text, they loud, they're talking shit and stuff, and so
that's fine.
That is okay, and I'm glad it's like.
And as they progress up, as they grow, someday someone in the government is going to do something that disadvantages one or either of them, and then they will talk about it. And now they're engrossed into the matrix, and it's over.
People having discussion on text messages and
it starts to get real
that's
dark.
Bad. That is bad. That is bad. I remember telling your brother that he was dealing with a situation with a client, and he was like going back and forth with.
Just call him, because even I have the same issue with my brother. It was just if we didn't
like
talk,
booking, very very simple things.
Because tonality is missed on this thing. You don't know how it's being said. No context. You're just like, oh, they're out to get me.
But when when you do need to pass a message to somebody, you gotta find a better. No, I'm not saying that kind of message. When you need to,
I know what you mean, like
to speak properly
in the literal sense.
You need to call. You need to call, because you cannot have an argue on text messages,
because they won't get it.
Too much bravery as well on behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you had a guess, okay, let's finish the topic with this. With you rubbed your crystal ball a little bit.
Yeah.
How's it gonna be 10 years from now?
10 years from now, you mean with the whole social world?
With the whole with the phones in general, social media. Where's it gonna go?
It's obviously going to get even more advanced in the part that now we don't necessarily. Okay, so Elon Musk is coming out with Neuralink. Neuralink has already. I can see why it was great, because people like me, paraplegic people, can have a Neuralink inserted into me, which allows me to bypass my laceration areas and walk. Maybe, right?
Yes.
Allows me to play my iTunes and Spotify internally. That's also
very
weird.
Quick.
Yeah, but very quick. Eventually, I can also choose not to live here in reality, because of I can tune into a different, like if I'm getting a feed to something, maybe some kind of reality created by someone else, and I can have it internalized now, because before I had to go turn on my phone to look at it, but it's here. So I can just go, what would my life be like if I were, I don't know, a millionaire, right? And then I would just live a millionaire life in there while I lay in my bed and decay, dying in real life. So I think that's going to be the downside of it, because what about someone's driving their car and they tune out because they're watching YouTube because it's internal? Because I don't know. Like, that's why I'm thinking technology will advance in such a way that we're so integrated with it that we'll know what reality is, and it will cause us a lot of problems, because we're addictive bastards. You can be driving and just forget where you are.
Where do you reckon the laws and code of ethics will go with that? Because at the moment there's absolutely nothing to slow any kind of manipulation down.
Yeah. So, see, this is with the amount of faith I have in the government, based on how they've successfully taken down the war on drugs. They haven't. So
I was wondering where you were going with that.
you're like,
With the amount of
like-
success, it had been a success. Okay, where is he going
You're
with
like,
that?
success. What?
It's so true.
Yeah, so they have no chance. We're gonna be the same beast that we've always been, so they have no chance.
I'm not.
What's your view?
I'm not
Do you have faith?
optimistic at
Yeah,
all.
ain't either. I'm not
I
pessimistic
think-
either. I'm just looking at it happen.
I am pessimistic. I think we're fucked.
Yeah,
I think we
I'm
are
down with you there, man.
fucked. Like not just a bit, a lot.
Yeah, we should bring
A
our
lot.
own lube.
I'm a bit closer to
Yeah.
you to retirement.
Yeah,
I'm 44.
yeah,
I want to go hunting, fishing,
yeah,
be off the phone,
yeah,
bring my kids, see how they are,
yeah,
see the grandkids now and again,
Yeah.
hopefully.
yeah,
Stay fit, but as long as I can.
yeah.
Sniff some fresh air,
Guess-
and I unplug like
Yeah.
as much as I can. I'll stay plugged.
Yeah, every now and then.
Realize how lucky I am to
Yeah.
be out of this shit.
Yeah.
But I want to get out of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
fucking pus.
I can see why you would. I want to, but I'm not rich enough to. Now, I'm not on social media or doing. All this
I
stuff
got
to-
very like for me going fishing and
Yeah.
hunting
That's beautiful.
and eating what I've been picking.
Yeah,
All I have to do really is having a shell. The rest is I'm not expensive.
Yeah.
I'm not after a Rolex. I don't need a flash car.
yeah,
I really do not give a fuck. You know, some people say things like that because they cannot afford it.
yeah.
They try to convince themselves that they don't care about these things. I really do not care about these
Yeah,
things.
and that's probably where we all need to be.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't like luxuries.
Yeah.
I've never had a watch or anything like
Yeah.
that. I don't like these things. So, like for me, I'm not trying to complicate things. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to simplify. and
yeah. You just want
Lower the costs.
Yeah,
Get out of that fucking rat race
Yeah.
and
makes sense.
and try to sit on the sideline and look at the world destroying itself, because I think this was
It's gonna do that anyway.
it's happening now.
Yeah,
It's happening as we speak, and
Yeah.
the addiction is so strong,
yeah,
with as we speak now. There's people studying this young brainiacs. They're studying this, and the studies are better at university to
Yeah.
write better algorithm.
and then we're gonna post this on social media, and, then someone
And
else is gonna
hopefully the
watch it.
algorithm will pick it up with fucking put some hash browns, hashtags.
You hungry?
I saw-
I'm hungry.
the guy, I stole that joke from Cobra Kai. Johnny Lawrence put some hash browns there.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a good line.
Okay, you could have totally just pretended it was your
No,
line.
it was
Yeah,
not my line.
That's good.
So,
Yeah,
yes, hopefully the algorithm picks up and we go viral.
yeah, someday.
We get that fucking $1 million views.
It would be probably around $2. Probably around there. Well, anyway, so this one was a long one today, and if you haven't seen Social Dilemma on Netflix, you should totally go and see it. Show it to your kids, because I think it's important that you just sort of keep an eye on these things, because it's a beast that we don't have any power to deal with. I mean, it helps us, but it also pretty much maims us at the same time.
I highly recommend as well to go on YouTube and watch us and
It's a good idea.
share it to everyone.
Yeah,
Share it to everyone.
it's a good idea. All right,
Get it
see you
in the
guys on the next one.
So, yeah.